Welcome, beautiful souls. I am Shubhangi, aka What a Goddess. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with me today. So, today's video transmission is all about dealing with people, but the yogic way. We are going to dive into the wisdom of Maharishi Patanjali and learn 4 key mind hacks to help us deal with literally anyone and everyone, all while finding that inner peace. So this video is divided into 7 chapters in total, and the timestamps are given in the description below. So get cozy and comfy and let's get started. So do you ever feel like your mind is caught in a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions? We all do, right? So today we'll explore an ancient yogic concept called Chitta Prasadana, which translates to a mind that is filled with peace and happiness. Imagine your mind, the chit, as a vast ocean. So it holds everything we experience, thoughts, memories, and even unconscious impressions. But sometimes this ocean gets choppy, tossed by negativity and reactivity. So Chitta Prasadanam teaches us how to navigate these emotions and find inner peace. So Chit, as I described, is the collective of the conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious mind. And prasadanam can be translated as joyfulness or sweetness or limitless sweetness. So Chitta Prasadanam mind is in a state of calm, non-duality, pleasantness and compassion. Now to achieve Chitta Prasadanam in your everyday life while sharing relationships and forming connections and co-sharing the planet with other different types of humans and people, Maharishi Patanjali has shared 4 mental virtues to achieve a very peaceful, calm mind. But before that, let's learn about the types of people in the world. So Maharishi Patanjali says there are basically 4 types of people in the world. First, people who are happy. Then we have people who are unhappy. Third, people who are engaged in good and meritorious characters and acts. And fourth, people who are engaged in not so good or demonic acts. Now we know, we are humans and it's not as black and white. But if you think broadly, all people fit into one of these categories. There may be more layers and complexities to them, as they may have a blend of traits that may not neatly fit into any single categories, which is why it's important to remember that this framework serves as a conceptual tool, which can be a starting point for understanding various human experiences and natures. Now that we've explored the 4 broad archetypes of individuals, Patanjali guides us toward cultivating specific mental virtues to achieve Chitta Prasadanam, which is a serene, non-dual and compassionate state of mind. So these virtues are Maitri, Karuna, Mudita and Upeksha. So let's dive into each one by one. So the first attitude he suggests is Maitri, which means loving kindness. Here Maharishi suggests us to be friendly with happy people. It's like being the cheerleader for the happy people in your life or in general. Sounds easy, right? But let's be real, it's not always a walk in the park. Ever felt a pang of envy or comparison when someone you know is riding the happiness wave? Yeah, me too. And here's my take on it. First things first, self-awareness is your best friend here. Take those moments of interaction with happy folks as a chance to peek into your own emotional mirror. It's like a little self-check-in. Next time you're around someone who is glowing with happiness, pay attention to what bubbles up inside you. Maybe it's a twinge of jealousy or a tinge of resentment. It's okay, it's all part of the human experience, nothing to beat yourself up about. So what's the move here? Dive into some self-study. Explore those layers of emotions with curiosity and compassion and ask yourself why you feel the way you do. Maybe there are some old insecurities lurking in the shadows waiting to be acknowledged by you. And guess what? That's okay. We are all a work in progress. So instead of judging yourself, approach it with kindness and understanding. Take the time to unravel those tangled emotions piece by piece. Eventually, Maitri or loving kindness towards others will come naturally to you as you unlock your deep layers with the same loving kindness and compassion. Next is Karuna, which means compassion. Now Maharishi suggests something pretty interesting here. Instead of sympathizing with unhappy people, he says to bring out the compassion card. Now, what I love about Patanjali's take on this is that he's all about genuine compassion, not just pity. It's like treating unhappy people with kindness, but without making their sadness your own. Instead of drowning in sympathy, it's about connecting with them on a deeper level, tapping into your own higher self. So how do we put this into action in our real life, everyday lives? Firstly, sometimes the most powerful support we can offer is compassionate listening. In my personal experience, I have found that people often find their own solutions when they are given the space to talk it out. You become this sounding board of compassion without getting tangled up in unnecessary pity. And when it comes to building relationships and connections, keep it real. None of that superficial stuff. If you're just in for your own gain, it shows, and eventually it will be mirrored to you in the relationship. Authenticity resonates, and practicing compassion in our interactions and relationships can significantly elevate the quality of our connections. And remember, being compassionate does not mean you're being a doormat. It's all about setting boundaries for yourself and others. So if someone's negativity starts to seep into your own vibe, it's totally okay to detach, but do it with kindness. Alright, now let's talk about Mudita, which is the joy of celebrating others' successes. According to Maharishi, it's all about genuinely feeling happy for those who are kicking goals. And you know what? It's contagious. Think about it. When you see someone rocking it completely, whether it's a promotion, a personal achievement, or just having a great day, let that joy rub off on you. It's like acknowledging that we're all interconnected and shared joy has a ripple effect. When one person wins, we all win. So why not spread that good energy around? But how do we actually do that in our day-to-day lives? First off, it's a choice. Sometimes our first instinct might be to feel envious or competitive, but we can consciously choose to shift our mindset towards genuine happiness for others. Remind yourself that joy is like this high vibration emotion that connects us all effortlessly. And here's a little trick. Do more good yourself. It's like a double whammy. Not only does it keep you vibing high because you are focused on, spreading positivity and doing good, but it also makes it easier to feel joy for others' achievements because you understand that feeling firsthand. So what counts as doing good? Well, it could be anything from lending a helping hand, making a donation, sharing your talents, or simply being there for someone who needs it. The more you spread that goodness, the easier it becomes to genuinely celebrate the wins of others. Remember, joy is something we can choose. So let's keep on choosing it together. Okay, let's wrap it up with Upeksha, which is the practice of indifference towards those engaging in less than ideal or sinful activities. Now, this one might sound simple, but trust me, it's a tough nut to crack. So basically, Upeksha is all about staying cool as a cucumber when faced with someone doing wrong or being wrong. Well, it's not so great. It's like maintaining this Zen-like neutrality in the face of negativity. So how do we actually pull this off? One way is to remind ourselves that it's not the person who is inherently bad or sinful, but rather their actions. By shifting our focus from judging the person to understanding their actions, we gain a broader perspective. And we can even find it in our hearts to forgive them. Another approach is to recognize that we're all a mess from time to time, sometimes without even realizing it. And it's all a part of being a human. So instead of getting all worked up about someone else's wrongdoings, we can choose to move forward with a sense of understanding and acceptance. Ultimately, practicing Upeksha means choosing to overlook the faults of others and finding peace within ourselves. It's like hitting the mute button on the external drama and finding serenity in the chaos of life. Alright, beautiful souls, we have just scratched the surface of Maharishi's wisdom on finding inner peace through these mental attitudes we've discussed. But here's the thing, like any other skill, mastering a calm and centered mind takes practice. And that's where these attitudes come in. So let's not just leave them as nice ideas floating in the air. Let's put them into action. Let kindness, compassion, joy, and indifference find their way into our daily lives, and don't forget those self check ins. They're crucial for staying on track. Now, over to you. I want to know what resonated with you. Do you already incorporate these attitudes into your life, or are you excited to give them a try? Do drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care, keep exploring, and remember that peace begins within.